Here's eSIM Planet's 3 top ways to save your precious eSIM data while traveling in Europe and beyond this summer. So I'd say the number one thing you can do if you want to save your precious eSIM data on your iPhone, you don't want it to be all used up in the first hour, which can happen, by the way, is to put your phone in this low data mode. I'll show you how to do that. Go to Settings. Then you want to go to Cellular, down the bottom. Then you want to select your eSIM line. So under SIMs, which are both physical SIMs, my primary, and then Maya, which is my eSIM, select your eSIM that you have, the one you want to use. You'll see all these different things you can change. I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to go to this low data mode, and it's probably turned off like this. You want to turn that on, and I'll tell you why you want to do that. So basically it stops your phone from using a lot of data. When you're streaming a video, you're like, okay, I'm using data, but your phone does a ton of stuff in the background, and it basically cuts all that stuff down. It throttles the data automatically. So you have apps in the background that are continually working. So it turns off background app refresh. You have apps that are using the network to do, I don't know, GPS stuff or whatever. It reduces the data. If you're watching a video on YouTube, it reduces the quality of that as well. And then also iOS apps, it does a bunch of stuff like it won't do an automatic backup. It won't do high quality FaceTime video. And this is just when you're on your cellular data plan and you've selected this mode. It doesn't do iCloud backups, news, it doesn't prefetch the articles, podcasts. That's one thing that uses a ton of data. So I strongly suggest you turn this low data mode on for your particular eSIM. So the second thing I suggest you do is to turn off cellular data access on an app-by-app basis. Here's what I mean. Go to Settings, go to Cellular. If you scroll down here, you'll see it says cellular data, and it says the current period I've used 771 megabytes. You can turn off cellular access on an app-by-app basis. So go through these. I almost recommend turning them all off apart from maybe Safari and Maps. And then the first day when you're using eSIM, see what comes up and see what you want to use. Because if you've disabled it like this, it'll come up with a message like this. It'll say cellular data is turned off, and you can go back into settings and turn it back on. So that's what I would do, and just almost turn everything off except the stuff you really know you want to use. Another thing I recommend doing is also going back into settings and going back into cellular. Now go to the very bottom of this, and you'll see there's some little toggles for Wi-Fi assist. Now this is kind of a gotcha. Because say you're at your hotel and you're on Wi-Fi, and then suddenly Wi-Fi flakes out, it'll go and use your cellular data, and you'll be like, no, I don't want to do that. And this iCloud Drive thing, even though we have low data mode on, you could perhaps go into iCloud by mistake and just tap on a 3 gigabyte file, and it's literally going to start downloading over cellular data. Even though you have this low data mode turned on. So those are the two things I would make sure that are turned off. You need to definitely turn these off. And then at the bottom here, you might want to do this maybe a week or so before you leave, is reset your statistics. You'll see here. And then everything goes to 0. You'll see everything is 0. There's nothing next to there's no data usage next to any of the apps, and just see what's using the most. And if you have one, maybe that you have Facebook that's using gigs and gigs of data, make sure when you're turning all these things on and off that you indeed turn the apps off that are using a ton of data.